Hi guys. Right before we jump in, at the end of this video, I've got a little disclaimer. Most of this video is from Simon Sinek. The ideas from Simon Sinek's books and website. Let's just jump in. This is all about test taking skills. So I am talking about EDSOC. EDSOC, or endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and cortisol. These are all chemicals inside your body that makes you feel good, they're evolutionary, in other words. So endorphins, that's when you've got that runner's high, you've been working out and all your muscles are really sore, and then your body releases endorphins, makes you feel good. The purpose of that is to keep you running longer, and so in a couple of days you're going to be ready to run again, and you forget how painful it was that running 15 miles was, because you had that endorphin release that made you feel good. So that's your runner's high. Dopamine, you get a little hit of dopamine when you grab something or get something or you achieve something. So when you pass a test, you get a dopamine rush. When you see or orange, because I love orange juice, you see orange and you peel it and you're starting to get this endorphin dopamine rush. And then when you take a chomp out of the orange juice and you got juice running down your face, that gives you a dopamine surge. Same thing if you see some of your friends and they're all smiling. You see a picture of some of your friends and everyone's having a good time. Or you see a selfie that really looks really good and you see yourself smiling. That's a dopamine push right there. That's a little microdose of dopamine rush. And if you really are hanging out with your friends and having a good time, that's a huge dopamine rush. Serotonin. You're driving through the valley and all of a sudden you catch this really nice sunset and you just have to pause, or you see a double rainbow and you start to freak out because the double rainbow is so crisp. That's your serotonin kicking in. Oxytocin, at the end of a day, you've worked really hard, you've answered a whole bunch of calls, you feel like you did everything correct. Then at the end of the day, right before you go to bed, you start really feeling good and you immediately fall asleep. Oxytocin, actually also known right after pregnancy, an oxytocin release for women who have been pregnant. I don't know, that part I can just imagine that it's one of the main reasons why we continue to have babies after that first baby's experience. All right, cortisol. Now, this is the part that's test taking skills. Cortisol is your puckered and bunched up chemical. This is your fight or flight chemical. This shuts your brain down and makes your muscles and your arms and legs either run or go into a fight. So this is a fight or flight kind of situation. This is an alert chemical, so that if someone's breaking into your house or you're alone asleep in a mansion and you hear something creaking, your cortisol level pumps in, makes you hyper alert about what's going on. The problem with cortisol and test taking is that what happens is your brain shuts down. You've got so much anxiety with the test taking and with all this strange new stuff that your brain shuts down. Your muscles start to get ready to go into battle, but you don't need muscles in a multiple choice scenario. You need so this is actually good in real life situations when you got to climb stairs to get to your patient, but in a multiple choice testing scenario, then the cortisol level doesn't help you. So how are you going to combat that? Well, instead, what we're going to do is we're going to try to produce dopamine or serotonin and make your body feel good about test taking. So that you can do some visualization and relaxation techniques, and you can look some of that stuff online. You're going to develop a routine. Go for a jog, go for a walk, get tired the day before your test. You're going to study well, and you're going to develop a routine. You're going to listen to music that you can play back in your head while you're taking the test to kind of calm and relax and try to figure things out while you're taking the test. Keep your brain functioning and feeling good as opposed to shutting down. What I like to do, because I hate test taking, I just hate test taking, is that I like to go in my uniform. So I'll wear my uniform pants, I'll have my trauma shears, I'll have my stethoscope, so I'll be answering the test. If anyone makes fun of me, I just tell them I just got off work. So I'll even, if it's a big test, I'll even go find out where it is. I'm gonna ask the instructor a couple of days, a week before, see what the room layout looks like, find out where the bathroom is, kind of figure out where I'm gonna park so I don't have to find out the morning of that I have to walk a mile to get to the testing area, find out where the layout of like my route to get there, so map out my direction. So anyways, there's a whole bunch of things you can do to help with producing this while you're taking the test, and a lot of it is studying. And then what you want to do is prevent your body from shutting down. So one last thing is that I want you to be able to answer the other questions wrong. Know why the other answers are wrong. If you can figure out why the other answers are wrong, then you'll get the test right. So while you're studying to take the test, when you're doing all those practice exams, make sure you understand why the other answers are wrong so that you consistently get the right answer. All right, cheers, guys. The rest of the stuff is fluff, so you guys can stop paying attention. No good deeds goes unpunished. Check out what you do. Follow your policies, protocols, and procedures. If you have a problem with your policies, protocols, and procedures, please don't rely on some guy on YouTube to tell you how your practice goes. Change your policies, procedures, and then follow the new policies and procedures that you have developed. Be open for change. It's now June of 2020. I got to change that. And this stuff could change tomorrow. We can find out more stuff about human body and chemicals, and I can add on to it. If I have made any big errors or if I have any additional comments, I'm going to put that in the bottom of wherever you find this. There are possible future episodes. If you ask and put in your comments, I'll figure that out. I do have an upcoming website, hopefully, where I can put all of my videos together so that you won't have to search around all over the place on the internet. It's going to be outsidej3.com. And then I do have a Venmo if you feel like helping me out, because I really do need an editor. It took me like 15 times, and my dog's licking my knee right now. So the last thing is, if you look up on EMT Paramedics study group on Facebook, and you look up for this hashtag or this hashtag, you'll find this in format. So, and that'll probably be in the comments whenever I upload this. So you'll be able to reach this, plus all the other tips that everybody else has contributed to EMT Paramedics on Facebook study group. Okay, cheers, see ya.